Well, welcome everybody to Growth Minded Conversations, our weekly podcast where we discuss growing lives, businesses, wealth, and mindset. My tagline on this is usually for those people who are seeking more, better, different. Not that you're unhappy with where you are today, and yet you know that there's more out there for you. And today I am so excited because I, as the founder of Growth Minded Conversations, as well as Growth Minded Talent, I get the honor and privilege of having an interview with our operations manager, Amy Diestelkamp. Amy, welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be here. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So tell me, obviously, people have been listening. They've heard my backstory at this point. If they've been following us, they've heard Paula's and Beverly's and how we all got here.
Yes.
So tell me this, because you and I added in that teaser right there in the first one with me, right? What in the world was happening in your world, in your life, that led you to even be open to the opportunity at Growth Minded Talent?
Yeah. So this actually goes back to before COVID. It wasn't about the work I was doing. It was about the life I was living. And I knew that where I was in life, how I was spending my time, it wasn't fulfilling me. And I had moved back to St. Louis to be near family and to kind of figure things out and everything back in 2016, end of 2016. And I had left Arizona to take another job, and it ended up ending me up back in St. Louis. So COVID happened, and right before COVID happened, I had come back to Phoenix to see friends, and I was very, at the time, I got a frickin' tattoo of the state, right? Like I knew, and I did it as a reminder to say, I am coming back to Arizona. This is what feels like home to me. It is a place where I feel more authentically me than anywhere else I've ever lived, ever traveled to. If I don't feel that way in my everyday life, and I need a jump start to get me back on that track, what better way to do it than to get myself physically back to where I knew I could be that person again.
Wow.
And so that conversation, that realization happened right before COVID. In February, COVID hit in March, and I put it all on hold. I didn't even think about it. I was, head down, working side by side with my team, slugging it out through all the ins and outs of COVID. And we were just all so focused on making sure that we were continuing to grow, continuing to provide for our clients, everything, that I had tunnel vision. And I couldn't figure out, as things started to open back up and life started to feel more and more, quote unquote normal again, I couldn't figure out why I wasn't happy, and why, if things were supposed to be getting back to normal, I didn't feel like I was getting back to normal. And that was some cause for serious, deep reflection. And in journaling and thinking about it, I kept looking down at the tattoo on my arm and saying, like, this is where you knew you were happiest. You had this goal and you let this goal go. Maybe now is the time. Maybe now is, and if not now, then when, right? So yeah. So the first decision was to make the decision to completely upend everything and move across the country. And then I had to go out and find a way to make money. So that's how I got with growth minded talent.
I love that. I love that. So tell me, yeah, I mean, obviously everybody kind of heard a little bit from me about this particular journey.
Yeah.
What was it like from your side? Having been around the Keller Williams system, right?
Sure.
Having hired people,
yep.
right? Having had
onboarded, yeah.
May or may not have followed a process. And I think if we went back and we asked your leadership, they would say, of course we followed the process, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
they followed their understanding of the process.
They followed their understanding of the process. They followed what was comfortable. We all do it, right? We followed what was comfortable in the process that we knew that we could do well.
Right. And please hear me. I'm not throwing anybody. I mean, I already owned my stuff on the first one, right? I mean, like, come on. I was like, I mean, we like each other. Let's go. Let's get in business together. Thank God for business partners. So here you are, you've known me for like a minute. And I'm like, well, if you want to come out to Arizona, I can help you with whatever. Oh, and by the way.
Yeah.
Right. And if you want to do this, you're going to have to get by my business partners, AKA guard dogs.
Yeah.
This entrepreneurial crazy over here. What was that process like for you? What happened?
It was intense. I have been through similar style processes and interviews before. I thought I knew what I was getting into, and I had no idea. I had no idea and I don't even know if it was, now thinking and looking back on it, I don't know if I'm a different person. So going through the process and just being willing to really go there now, maybe before I wasn't. So the process felt totally different because I wasn't the type of person who was going to show up that way. Mm-hmm. I wasn't in that headspace. And I really, really, really wanted change for myself. So I knew that I had to show up in this process differently than I had been because I was going to be a different person once I was on the other side of it.
See, and now it's my turn for the shameless plug. I think what I just heard you say is you realized you were at a point in your life that you realized you needed to start having different growth-minded conversations because you wanted more, better, different.
I wanted more, better, different.
And in order to, what's that little cliche, like what got you here won't get you there?
Yes.
Right. It's that it's if definition of insanity, keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Exactly. So what I'm hearing is you made, whether it was conscious or not, you made a decision to show up differently in this process than you ever have before.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
So take me through that. What were your highs? What were the, wow, I want to do that again? Or that was really cool. I maybe don't want to do that again, but that was really cool.
It was really, the highs I think were, I came out of the process truly feeling like I was not stepping into this role as an imposter because they saw everything. They knew who they were getting into business with, and they still wanted me. You and
oh no, you can say they. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, the majority of the process was done by Paula and Beverly, right?
Yeah.
And like when you say they saw all of you, and they still wanted you, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean,
yeah, tears were shed. When you say put blood, sweat, and tears into something and to reap the benefits, I feel like that's what this process pulled out, right?
You did not ask for blood, just for the record.
No, you didn't.
There might have been some sweat and some tears.
Yeah, there definitely was, and not to say that this is what the process brings about for every single person. It just, for me, it was almost kind of therapeutic, right? I really had to do, because of the questions that were being asked And because the questions and the interviews were structured not to really let like surface level answers be enough, I had to really critically think deep.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that already in the midst of deciding that I'm changing my life path, deciding that I'm packing up and moving, deciding that I'm putting my condo on the market. All of those things are happening. I'm boxing up boxes and then I'm jumping on interview calls, like that, being surrounded by my life in boxes at the same time that I'm pulling out and being really introspective about what all happened in my life to get me to this point. It made it so easy to truly be honest with myself and with my future business partners, my future team.
Yep. If there were any, what were your disappointments through the process, or maybe low points through the process?
Well, I think with honesty, with true, real honesty, there comes an amount of ownership, right? In the end, it's cathartic because you own it and you now can move forward, deal with it and move forward. And at the same time, you have to live in that place of uncomfortability and vulnerability with people that you don't know very well, to get there and to have those breakthroughs. And so, that wasn't the most fun part. And at the same time, the results wouldn't have been there if we hadn't done it. It was a necessary part of the process. And so, yeah.
And is it fair to say, you touched on it a little bit. Is it fair to say that people can show up, do the process, be authentic,
Mm-hmm.
be transparent and vulnerable, and not have to go through breakdown and catharsis?
Yeah.
It was more because of the timing in your life.
Yes.
And all the circumstances that led to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, as a coach, that doesn't scare me. One of our cute little cliches as coaches is you have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. So
Right.
I'm going to absolutely break people down if it'll get them to a breakthrough even quicker, right? That's that trainer coach side of me. So that stuff doesn't scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I also don't want our listeners to think that, oh my gosh, if we go to Growth Minded Talent,
therapy sessions all over the place. And I've done this process before. I have been on similar styled interviews and not had these kinds of conversations and everything. And not to say that they did it wrong. I don't think they did. I think I was a different person at a different place in my life. I showed up differently, and that was fine. I was still a fit for the candidate that they needed at the time. And so it's one of those things, I think that.
So, because I want to pause right there, because it's one of the things that you and I talked about in our first podcast, right? Where you interviewed me, is finding the right talent for you. Yeah. And it's also finding the right talent in the right season.
Yes.
Because you were in a different season.
Yeah.
And you've done this process before. So you were the right talent for that season with that team or with that opportunity or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then this opportunity shows up, you're in a different season.
Right.
But the Amy that showed up in those previous seasons, if that was still the same Amy that showed up for this opportunity, you probably wouldn't have been the right talent for this opportunity with us.
Yes.
Because we grow.
That's fair. Absolutely. 100%.
Hopefully we grow. Hopefully we don't, go backwards. Hopefully we grow.
Yeah. I think that's the whole idea around helping people make the connections that growth-minded talent wants to help facilitate, right? Are growth-minded business owners and growth-minded, talented people who want to join forces together and grow exponentially.
Can you imagine somebody working for me that's just ho hum, let's keep things the same? Not the right talent for me.
Right. It's not on brand, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
So what did you learn? And I mean, you can take that anywhere you want to go. Like, what did you learn about you? What did you learn about the process? What did you learn about our organization? What did you learn about, me, Paula, and Beverly? Wherever you want to go with that question, what did you learn?
I learned that I actually have a bigger vision for myself than I thought I did.
Yeah, you do. For all of us, by the way.
Yeah. Once you start playing that motivation game, right? All the what ifs that turn into what could be's, and you start talking about what could it be in the next 5 years. Once I really got into that and started verbalizing those things for myself, for my career, for my personal relationships, for my finances, I realized that I wanted a much bigger life than I thought I did. And I wanted to be in business with people that were going to let me be that big.
Yeah. I had to look it up while we were talking because I know I'd misquote it. Oliver Wendell Holmes years ago obviously said, man's mind or women's, but man's mind stretched to a new idea never goes back to its original dimension.
Yeah. It's like a rubber band, right? Once you stretched it out, you may release the tension, but it's not going all the way back to that type.
Especially not if you keep it, right? Like over time.
Yeah.
So let's say that we have listeners out there, and this could be both sides of the coin, right? This could be the employer, this could be the team lead, the rainmaker, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
Listening and going, wow, I wonder if I have anybody on my team who feels like they've outgrown their season with me, and how would I uncover it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that person that's sitting there like you were, going, kind of waking up that day and going, I want more, better, different, and I don't even know where to start, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you have for them?
So for someone who's growing a team and you've got talent on your team and you are wondering where their future is, I think the best advice I've ever heard around it is ask them. Just ask them.
What's the question you would ask?
The motivational questions. We're sitting here 5 years from now, and what have we accomplished together? We're sitting here 5 years from now, and what have you accomplished with your finances? What have you accomplished in your personal life? Like if you can't have that kind of conversation with the people that are on your team, then you probably do have people on your team that are thinking that they're going to leave eventually.
So would it be fair to flip that and say, if you're on a team and you can't have that conversation with your team leader, your rainmaker?
Yeah.
I mean, is that fair? Like to go, if there's something that's blocking that open, honest, two-way, responsible conversation from happening.
Right.
That might be a yellow flag.
Yeah, it is. It's because the conversation is from someone who's the team leader, who's leadership on the team, talking to someone who they are growing and developing. The questions have to be about that person and where they're going. It's not so much about casting the vision and getting them to agree that they're in alignment. It's, we're sitting here in 5 years. What have we done together? Yeah. What have I supported you in accomplishing, and what have you accomplished? And then from that conversation, what they share with you, you and them together draw the alignments of how those goals also further the business.
So I think what I just heard you say, could be wrong. I think what I just heard you say is whether you're the person on the team that's an employee, 1099, whatever, but you're working with and for someone else, or you're the person who leads and runs the team. Either way, by asking the question, it's actually sit down with a motivational interview and ask the questions. And if you're the person that's on the team, ask the questions of your rainmaker, your team leader, of going, so we're sitting here 5 years from now. What's happened in your business that causes you to say awesome? And finances. And then they pick their other two areas. And as the, I'll say employee, the team member, whatever, actually diving deep with your team leader, with your rainmaker, with your business owner, and finding out what their vision really is.
And how you specifically fit into it.
And maybe you discover you don't.
And maybe you discover you don't.
And there's no right or wrong on that, right?
There is no right or wrong on that. There is no, there can be no feelings attached to that.
I mean, can you imagine staying someplace for 5 years, being absolutely miserable because you didn't see, all my what ifs just kicked in.
Right.
You never asked the question. You thought things would change. And then they never changed, but you also never had clarity.
And where you were going, or where they were going.
Right. One of my mentors says, you know what, if you don't feel like you're in the right seat anymore, why are you still sitting there? Because now you're occupying a seat that belongs to someone else. And they can't have it until you move. And it's do your due diligence.
And it's not, I mean, just because you have that motivational conversation with someone and you find out that where they are right now, the seat that they're in right now doesn't get them where they want to be in 5 years and doesn't get your vision where you want it to be in 5 years, doesn't mean that they're also not the right person to be on your team. They're just not the right seat, right? There are a lot of things that can be discovered and uncovered if you're having these conversations with each other.
I love that.
So, and if you don't have the conversation, your team member, employee, whatever you want to call them, they don't have the leverage, the power to initiate that conversation. You as the leader have to initiate that conversation. So if it never gets initiated by you, your talent will leave because that's their only recourse.
So now that you've kind of connected some dots, played some what ifs. Even like played some backwards what ifs, right? That's a new one for us.
That was new. That was fun.
If you look at your, like this season of your journey, what title, what would you call this particular chapter?
Authentic clarity. So I am honoring myself and my business partners and the lifestyle choices that I am making for my own future, because I am really, really clear on exactly what I want my life to look like.
And you're willing to show up in an authentic way to make it happen?
And I'm willing to show up in an authentic way to make it happen.
Authentic clarity. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining me. Right. I love that we were able to come full circle, and
me too.
You put me on the hot seat. I get to put you on the hot seat. I know I learned some things today because we haven't had that conversation, right? I didn't sit down with you and go, so how was that with Beverly and Paula? And I know that there are some things that maybe we touched on today that as our listeners listen to them will absolutely resonate, either as part of their journey that's gotten them to now, or to maybe even potentially cause them to start asking questions and maybe dive deeper back into their own vision, back into their own growth journey. And I'm looking forward to that. So I know they've already heard it 3 weeks in a row now. If somebody had questions, if somebody wanted to reach out, connect, learn more about Growth Minded Talent Solutions, how do they find you?
Yeah, go to our website, growthmindedtalent.com. We've got great articles, webinars that we've recorded on there. We've got some great informational videos as well, so you can learn about us as a team, what we do, why we do it, and how we are able to recreate the successes that we do for our clients. And then if you want to learn more, talk more, there's a great little button that says schedule a call, and you can get right on our calendars, and we'll have that great growth-minded conversation with you.
There you go. I love that. And just so people know, on that schedule a call, you don't have to necessarily be looking for a job or looking for somebody to come and work for you. If you just want to learn more about our organization, feel free to jump on there, schedule a call, and we'll be happy to reach back out and connect.
Yes, absolutely.
It'll probably be Amy, to be honest with you. So if you just want a direct line to Amy, schedule a call right there on the website, and we'll put her to work. No. Any last thoughts or parting comments, advice, anything like that, Amy, before we sign off?
I think I figured out what's going to be part of our own annual review process in asking each other every year these 5-year questions.
Ooh. Yes.
Yes.
I love that idea.
So there's a nugget for all the people out there. If you're not incorporating those questions, right? If you want to know what's going on with your team members, if you don't build it in and make it a habit and come and ask them out of the blue, you're not going to get authentic answers either. So these questions have to be something that you bake into your everyday rapport with your teammates.
I love that. That's great advice. That is great advice. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Amy. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I'll see you soon.
Yes, you will.
And, I appreciate you investing truly your heart and your energy, not just into growth-minded talent, but also taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us for growth-minded conversations as well.
Absolutely. Happy to do it.
All right.
All right.
Let's make it happen. Visit our website, growthmindedtalent.com, and schedule a call with us today. We look forward to hearing from you soon.